Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to play some catch up. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do open to hold on. Have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Another fun fact, I am in fact 3 chapters behind. My fault, OG, my fault. But now we're gonna do what I will call a super review. I was initially just going to do quick reviews for both chapter 208 and 209, but I was like, I'm back to uploading just one video a day, like literally just one straight video a day, just for, experiment's sake. And thusly, I was like, why not? Presumably, this video will be long. Quite long. But we'll see how long it ends up being. So let's not waste any more time, and let's hop right in chapter 208 of Sakamotodays, which is known as Domino Effect. Now, if you are here for the latest chapter, the timestamps, I'll see if I can put them on. I'm still trying to get used to the new editing software I use, but the timestamps will presumably be on screen. So like each chapter, and YouTube itself may break the video up into chapters, so like 208, 209, 210. So if you just want to get to 210, be my guest. But before we get into it, I do want you to peep the fit. Hold on. Let me see if I can. I can't do that like that shuffle move I see, but peep the fit. Honestly, I get why the more elaborate design is on the back, but like, I do kind of wish the Sakamoto shirt had more than just this, like, at least, like, maybe a little Sakamoto head that's not just in the logo, but still, regardless, beep the fit. But let's not waste more time. Let's actually hop right in chapter 208, Domino Effect. Let's see. Really? I should be laughing at that, but, like, yeah. And here's the thing. I always say, it's okay to be down bad. Not really, but like it's okay to be down bad. Everybody's been down bad at one point in their life. The most attractive person you know has been down bad for somebody at some point in their life. It's basically a canon event, gosh darn it. But with that being the case, if I know that everybody got the blick, got this stick on, keep it quick, I'm not risking. Like, here's the thing, I wouldn't do that in general just because I was raised right. And I ain't never that down bad. But at the same time, especially in a world where everybody's got that thing on them. Like, don't get me wrong. I already have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Like, that's just me. But my thing that I keep on me is a little bit different than the thing everybody else got on them. And sure, you only got 3 shots, but that ain't stopping no. Like, that's the thing. I'm not risking it. And that's the biggest thing I'd be scared of in a society like this, right? It's already possible, at least where I live, that you can just be in a public area and get sprayed down, Swiss cheesed anyway. Like, that can just happen. You kind of just gotta, unless you want to live in fear inside your own house, not to say that you can't get Swiss cheese inside your own house. There are people who just get randomly had their house broken into and then get Swiss cheese anyway. So realistically, we already kind of live in a world where you can get Swiss cheesed automatically, illegally. You mean to tell me in a world where everyone's got 3 shots and they won't get in any trouble for it? Like you risking your life for stupid reasons. If you just down bad, figure something else out, gang. It is not worth playing with your life like that. Let me guess, she put a cap right in his dome piece. Let's see. There's plenty of space, but you push up on a woman, push up against a woman every day. You disgusting pig. Yeah, like that's the thing, right? I've taken public transportation all the time. In fact, I take it pretty commonly. And thusly, I get it. If there's no space and you're shoulder to shoulder with somebody, you gotta do what you gotta do. Life is life, right? Oh, womp. I do not have the means or ability to travel independently, so let me travel in group. But if there's open space and you really be doing, especially like this, like, it'd be one thing if you no, but that's the thing. If there's no real excuse, if there's space, give me some space, gosh darn it. And again, I'm a big fella. I take up a lot of space, but like, buckaroo, buddy, pow. You know you didn't have to do this. So let's see. You got blick down, buddy. Let's see. Surely blicked him down. One shot down. Let's see. Day 1 of the citizens being permitted to bear arms. 1:40 p.m. The first shooting. But so that was only the first. So day 1, early morning, people getting sprayed down. But that's the thing that would happen, and that's why I'm still so. Well, then again, I'm assuming the thing is because I was wondering in the previous reviews, how on earth is this going to be the age of assassins that Oki is so excited about? If everyone can just spray anybody down and or slaughter anybody with no repercussions, like what's the point? But like y'all pointed out, the hypothetical possibility that people will still do, and by do I mean pay for assassins because they still can't stomach doing it themselves. And there's also this idea that just came to mind. I don't know what happens once you run out of your 3 shots. And like, presumably, you're probably going to need more than 3 shots, considering people are going to start using their shots on you, considering you probably use shots on something that they care about. That's the thing. That's why I presume the chapter is called Domino Effect, because once you take 1 life, it begins the cycle of hatred, which begins another life, and another life, and another life, and another life. Like, that's the thing. I lose someone close to me, then I want to get revenge on you. Then you, the person who's close to you, gets revenge on me, and then vice versa, and vice versa, and vice versa. So, like, it does just cause a massive domino effect where I don't think it's the best idea. But at the same time, if you're only limited to 3 shots and you manage to survive after taking out 3 people, or even if you miss, like say you just take out 1 person and you miss the other 2 shots, then technically you probably do want to hire an assassin to guard you, and or to take out anyone who would be your ops. Hypothetically, like if I'm trying to like make some logic out of it, because I still don't think Oki makes too much sense here. Let's see. Oh, it's that road rage driver again. What a menace. There are children walking here. It's funny, once again, I mentioned how you can get Swiss cheesed at any moment. Do not let your guard down entirely. Enjoy life. Don't live life in constant fear, but at least where I'm from the States. And you can get Swiss cheesed at any moment. That's why, even if there is someone going absolutely crazy and buku bonkers on road rage, I have only ever touched the horn of my car maybe like 3 times. Mainly because I am scared. People are insane. So I would risk it. Let me guess, is he gonna hop out? Yeah, he literally hops out and switches them down. Let's see. There are children walking here. That car again? When are they gonna get arrested? Hey, what the? If the cops won't do anything, then I will. And see, like, that's the thing. Sure, it is definitely, I mean, I say sure. I haven't done it. I don't ever plan to, and I hope I don't ever have to. But I think I have specific predilections against taking life. I think the average individual has specific hesitations and an unwillingness to take life. But more people are willing to catch a body than you think. Especially if given the excuse, like, there's a reason laws exist. It'd be one thing if we could just trust all human beings with only using violence in terms of self-defense. That's not how that works. There will be people who will switch somebody down over some road rage, while things are like that are illegal. Now imagine you make it legal. Of course, like, that's the thing. Something that happen all the time. The population would drop so fast. Like, you want to solve overpopulation, give everybody scooters and let them go wild. You're probably gonna wipe out the human race in a matter of months, but like, still, it would work. Let's see. Then I will. Bam. Thing is, though, why'd he stop? Why did that guy stop there and let himself get mooned? Let's see. Okay, let me see. So I was reading. I wasn't sure if it was this guy talking or if this guy. Let me see. I've had enough. Hand over the money. I'm supposed to serve the citizens, right? Inflation's killing me. Real. Real. Let's see. Oh, Mr. Kosada, your income is sufficient. Is sufficient? So why didn't you give him the money? Pardon me for saying so, but I think the issue is your gambling addiction, not inflation. Oh, no, see, I can't defend that. I can't defend, because, like, I remember, I cut this friend off a while ago, but I had a friend who was always broke. And I was like, why? Like, you work a full-time job. Like, how are you always broke? And he would ask for money. And, you know, at first, because I'd known him for a while, I was like, fine, I'll get you like 20 beans. You know, I'll get you lunch here and there. But I found out he was burning all his money at the casino. And, like, I'm not saying, admittedly, I don't gamble because I like to have my money. Well, here's the thing. I guess I do some illegal gambling, as in, like, bonds and stocks. Shock horror. That's typically what I do. Until recently. But with it being the case, actually bonds still, but like stocks, not so much. But with it being the case, I don't feel bad for you if you gambling, dog. You made the choice. Like, it's not like, but again, some people are addicted, but like, you knew what would happen. Like, like, even in all the gambling commercials that exist nowadays, they say, I'll get addicted. Here's the gambling hotline. Come give us your money anyway. If you still give them your money, I'm not gonna feel bad, right? Like, I'm not gonna feel bad. And I know everyone chases the dream story, right? Like a guy who went in with $5 and came out a multi-millionaire. Congratulations, buddy. That was a 1 in a million chance. Maybe 1 in a billion, gosh darn it. 9 out of 10 times you weren't that guy. And like, sure, I don't blame somebody. You were throwing down $10, $20, a fraction of your income, and then having a little fun. Especially if you are in like Vegas or something like that. You kind of go there for that. In the environment and stuff like that. So thusly, of course, you may throw a couple 20 beans on the table. I can't say I'm perfect myself. I'm throwing down some beans, gosh darn it. But all of it? A sizable chunk of it? No. I don't feel bad after that point. And the thing is, when like a whole friend group posted like an intervention for that guy, like, dude, you are spending way too much of your money. Like, you are coming to us to pay rent. When you have money for rent, you just go burn it at the casino. We're not going to take care of you. You're a full grown man. He was like, yeah, I'm not going to stop though. You guys are just going to keep supporting me. And then none of us supported him. I'm not sure if he, like, legitimately, since I haven't talked to that guy in a couple of years, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know. Maybe he skipped gambling. I don't know. Let's see. What? So you're saying I deserve to die? Oh. See, that's the thing. but you can see the look in his eye. He was waiting for somebody. But that's the thing. You get switched down at any point. It sounds so bad saying it, but especially, and this is gonna sound real dark, devious, dangerous, and diabolical. I know some of y'all are gonna disagree with me. Violence is almost at the core of human nature, gang. Like, the biggest leaps in progress, the biggest leaps in development, the nations as we exist, like, it is all because of violence. Everything that we are traces back to violence. Our perpetuated existence goes back to violence. We can only continue to exist by killing other things. Even the nicest vegan you know kills plants. Plants have lives. They are living creatures. Are they sentient? No, but neither are most animals. I say most. I think all animals. Once again, we are animals, so like we're sentient. But like, neither are most animals. But you kill plants, even if you just eat plants. You have to kill to preserve your life, and that's a form of violence. And obviously, as a person who is a certified, licensed, registered, loving meat muncher, I'd put pause on that. But you know what I am. But with that being the case, I know every time I eat chicken, that's a life taken. Beef, life taken. Pork, life taken. Fish, life taken. Like, that's the thing. I know it. But don't worry, I'm gonna cook me up some salmon. Well, actually, I'll cook me up some salmon tomorrow because it's already too late. But like, I'll cook me up some salmon real soon, guys. Like, I don't know. And that's because everything goes down to the core of violence. And the thing is, with violence, is that it's always gonna be there. The possibility will always exist. Like I mentioned, you can be Swiss cheesed at any moment. But the more safeguards and limits, the harder you make violence to perpetuate, and the more difficult and harsher the punishment you make it for extreme violence, the less likely it is to happen. You can be Swiss cheesed at any moment, but you are less likely to be Swiss cheesed if there are more regulations on the things that allow you to Swiss cheese somebody. If there is a high likelihood that you yourself will get Swiss cheesed if you Swiss cheese somebody else by legal authority. If, and only if, you could possibly lose the rest of your autonomy if you Swiss cheese somebody. Does that stop everybody? No! People commit crimes all the time. Yeah, but just like here, what? This is 3 separate people, 3 separate instances. Woman on a train, bang. Guy in a car, bang. Guy in a bank, bang. Like, this is the thing, that would just happen over and over and over again if it was legal. Even for just 3 shots. Do you know how violent people are innately? And how much people are held back by the system of things? There are people, and I'm not saying I'm no saint. Like, that's the thing. Don't ever take what I say as like some moral grandstanding. Oh, yeah, yes, me, a fat guy with a pencil. I am truly the moral equinox. You should judge everything you do based on. No. But what I will say is that I wouldn't start Swiss cheesing people, especially out of fear that I'll get Swiss cheese back. But a lot of people would. Especially people like this who are just tired of presumably hearing this over and over and over again. And get sick and tired of it. Or people who aren't. People just do it to see if they can. Don't be surprised. Let's see. It's thanks to garbage like you that the people who really need support get demonized. And to a certain degree, like, that's partially true, but at the same time, you didn't need to Swiss cheese them. At least I don't think so. Let's see. Well, I guess it's technically not Swiss cheese. Like, what is... I guess just put a hole in them. Like, you aren't, like, when you Swiss cheese somebody, I'm typically referring to like automatic weapons that like literally put numerous holes in you with a single swing. But let's see. Day 3 of citizens being permitted to bear arms. Approximately 0.25% of citizens have used a Splagooter shot. So let's see. Oh, never mind. It gave me the number immediately. The total number of casualties is 324,000. There's been a 90% drop in petty crimes compared to the same day last year. Ah, okay, so we're going with the whole Death Note thing, where if you think you're gonna die, you stop doing it. But still, while that 90% drop in petty crimes is very, very impressive, 324,000 people. Can you even, like, and this is something I always wondered, it's hard for me. Like, I'm super happy that I'm almost at 18K. It's hard for me to conceptualize that there are 18,000 people who are like, yeah, this guy seems pretty darn neat. On my other account over on TikTok, 130 something thousand people were like, yeah, this guy, he yaps funny enough. Let me stick with him. I'm like, I can't conceptualize that many people. Like in one area. That number of people who died in 3 days is more than twice that. Like, you could add my YouTube numbers and my TikTok numbers, smash them together, double it, and it still wouldn't be as much as the total number of casualties that have already transpired. In 3 days. In 3 days. Sure, petty crimes have dropped, but I bet there's going to be just a domino effects of bang, bang, and probably an uptick in violent crime. Though, admittedly, now violent crime isn't, or at least the most violent of crimes, life-taking, isn't even a crime anymore. So, that's it. Oh, 324,907. Oh, it was okay. When one is firing a splagooter at someone for the first time, the first shot is a weighty decision. It requires significant justification. Does it though? Because, like, at least, well, admittedly, then again, like, it's hard for me to tell what significant justification is. I don't like being brushed up on people at random. I wouldn't slaughter somebody over that, but this woman did. I don't like road ragers. I don't even use my horn. I'm not going to spray somebody down over that, but somebody did. And even at my job, but then again, I don't do a job like this, but hypothetically, even in this position, I wouldn't Swiss cheese somebody over this. But big bodacious, hold on a second. Yeah, I kind of like it because no name gets cut off, but you know, sacrifice. I want to show off the Sakamoto Days shirt, and it was really hard to do at the previous angle, but somebody did do this. So, like, I'm not sure if it really is that way of decision for some people, right? You give it's like I forget how the idiom goes. It's something about like giving a man a mask and you'll see his true self. Give the man the opportunity to commit violence and you will see how violent they truly are. So I don't know how weighty it is. Let's see. However, hey, what have you done? The dude was a total scumbag, shamelessly abusing the system. Whether or not he was a scumbag isn't the issue. He just killed a human being. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. And that's my hardest thing. I'll admit, I'm not saintly. If someone comes for my life, I always live with this philosophy. There's still a high likelihood I would lose. I am 200, let's see, I weighed in today, 219 pounds. Because this is a super review, and I'm not sure how many people are going to click on it and watch it, even 17 minutes deep, because it's going to be like an hour plus, considering I'm only 17 minutes deep, and I'm only like 4 pages in. I am 6 foot, and like, it depends. The lowest I am is 6 foot. I am 6'1", arguably 6'2", depending on some cases. Because like, I have cousins who say they're 6'1", and I'm taller than them by a decent margin. But I do have uncles who are 6'3", and I'm like noticeably shorter than them. So like, I'm somewhere in between 6 foot and 6'2". So I'm 220, 6'1". I myself don't think that I would. Where was I even going with that analogy? Similar sleep using system, whether he's going to be useful to human being. Yeah, this is the thing. I personally will use every bit of my being, all 6'1", 6'2", 220 pounds of myself to defend my own life, if it ever comes down to it. I'm not saying I'm no saint. It will be self-defense. I'm not going to go actively catch a body, but if a body's coming for me, I'm trying not to go. And if anyone I deeply care about and love is in hypothetical danger, then once again, my morals, am I lagging? I can't tell. Hold on. Okay, I'm not lying. But my morals, everything may just vanish. So, like, I get catching the body in circumstances like that. 100%, 100%. Self-defense is a thing. It's why there's a difference between murder and manslaughter. 2 different M's. But to while out and just catch a body like that, another human being, it never clicks to me. I don't think I'd find the motivation. And say something did happen to someone I deeply cared about. I don't, admittedly this is just because of my own philosophy, I don't think I'd continue the cycle of hatred. I'd just be like, oh, okay. And I'd call the police. Like, I don't know. The reason there's a difference is if I'm there versus if I'm not. If something happens to someone I deeply care about and I'm there, then I'm doing everything in my power to stop that, even if that means taking somebody else's life. But if I'm not there, almost every person I deeply care about has told me explicitly, I'm thinking mostly family members here, but has told me explicitly, do not seek revenge that will ruin your life. And I've seen people, not personally, but like I've seen and read stories about people who sought revenge and ruined their entire life. So personally, I wouldn't do it. But there are people like this who just catch a body after body after body. It's legal for us to use our 3 shots however we want. It's sanctioned by the government. That's despicable. Resorting to violence is a disgrace. It is. But it is huge. Okay, hold on. I don't think I'm lagging, but let me see. Okay, that's better. Let's see. Resorting to violence is a disgrace. It's a disgrace because of how we framed our society around it. But like, once again, it sounds so wrong to say. In fact, I don't kind of like that I'm saying it. But violence is the most base human thing. It is the most thing. It's the most basic thing of life. You cannot perpetuate life without violence in some form, simply because you need to survive. The only things that can exist without immediately harming something else is like plants, because they photosynthesize. So unless you consider like violence against sunlight, that's about it. Every single thing that needs to consume something else that is living in order to survive is perpetuated upon violence. And we humans just keep evolving and evolving our levels of violence. Let's see. Pulling the trigger a second time is much easier. Bang! See, I wonder if that was his boss or just a co-worker. But once again, that's crazy to me. I'm not... Admittedly, I wouldn't like... But then again, I'm not doing that. That's the thing. The sequence of events doesn't really click to me. But I'm not knocking down my own boss or my own girl. Like, even if it's... That's the thing. Even if it's legal, I'm not. I mean, it's just because of my morals and how I was raised. So that's the difference between me and others. But then again, I'm not going to knock someone who would just do it, because everybody's different. I can fully acknowledge that. Even if I don't agree with people, I can acknowledge we are all different. Let's see. After the first shot, the threshold for killing significantly lowers. The boo lifts, and even trivial events can serve as a trigger. I see what he did there, trigger. Let's see. In the end, there's no going back. What? I've done nothing wrong. It's perfectly legal. Legalizing the act makes it guilt-free. The moral compass the moral compass is astonishingly easy to destroy. And once the critical mass of people cross that line, the acts of violence... I mean, it's true. And it sounds bad, right? Like, I don't want to say... It sounds very... Yeah, it sounds very anti-human, I suppose, to say, like, most humans are restrained by the society that surrounds them from revealing their true selves. But most humans are restrained by revealing their true selves by the society around. That's kind of just how it is. If laws did not exist, violence through the roof. And I'm not even talking like super violent crime. Just fist fighting. Acts of violence would skyrocket. Negative crimes in general. They would go through the roof. If it was not illegal to rob places, everybody would be getting robbed. Banks, clothing stores, food store, and anything, everyone getting robbed. But it's illegal, so that stops a bunch of people. And once again, just like with the violent crimes, it doesn't stop everybody. But having some sort of safeguard slows things down. Now the mic is covering up the Sakamoto's logo. What's happening? Hold on, let me see. No, see, I'm not... Do I just gotta sit up more? Like, my chair's at peak height. It's just where the mic is situated. Hold on, let me see. Can I move it? Let me see. I gotta get proper form up. But yeah, that's the thing. It's weird saying that, and it feels so wrong. But at least I think it's true. Am I wrong? Am I incorrect? Do y'all think humans are held back by more? Like, I know the joke is we live in a society, but like, we live in a society, and that does restrain a lot of people in ways that help the majority of people. Is the system perfect? Absolutely not. But I'd prefer society than a scenario where I could get switched down for anything. Of course, you can still get switched down for anything. That's always the thing that, like, I go back to. Like, yeah, there are limitations. There's society. There's stuff that holds people back. At the same time, there are people who just don't care. So, life, enjoy it, love it, live it, but acknowledge your life is not guaranteed. Let's see. And once the critical mass of people cross that line, their acts of violence justify others following suit. Boom! Alright, see, and I don't know who that woman is in relation to that man, but that's another thing that could happen, right? I always talk of, like, the cycle of hatred, because I'm a Naruto fan. Talk about the cycle of hatred and, like, constant cycles of vengeance on vengeance on vengeance. People would just think they're superheroes. or try to avenge somebody. You don't, it is so, not easy, but justification of oneself and one's actions is really all one's need. As long as you can rationalize doing something, you will do it. Right? Like, for example, I should be 180 pounds. I should have been on 180 pounds like a month and a half ago. Realistically more. Like years ago, actually. But this is the thing. You know what I keep doing? I keep justifying myself. That donut look mad delicious, gang. I'll be fine. I'll walk it off. And then I don't walk it off. Like, I'm back here. Like, I'm gonna work down to like 210, hopefully by the end of this week. And then I'll hopefully work down to 200 by the end of next week. But then who knows? I've gotten down to like under 200 like 3 times already. But I just keep bouncing back up. And mainly because sometimes I travel and I don't care when I travel. But that's the thing. I should care when I travel. So I don't boost back up. So there are definitely things that I should do that justify me doing something as simple as eating a donut that I shouldn't have. Or eating a bigger meal than I really should. It all scales up. You catch a body. You see someone else catch a body. You think how the other person called the body is wrong, so you catch their body. And then the other person sees that. And it just goes and goes and goes. Domino effect. Like the chapter's called. Let's see. The domino. Okay. Roll credits. Let's see. The domino effect kicks in. This many people are now dead? That's right. Unbelievable. Just by giving them power, human beings can become this brutal? Yeah. And I always find it funny, because I've had discussions about this, and then, like, in philosophy, oh, gosh darn, I did all that shaving, but I forgot to shave underneath, down here. But I've had discussions about this before with friends, and even in psychology classes, like, the idea of how much would it take for one to resort back to basic animal thought, right? Or, like, basic violence and stuff like that. Because the thing about us humans is that we're still animals at the end of the day. But we consider ourselves better than most animals because we have the capacity for thought. We have thumbs. We have tools. We're the apex predator of the planet because we can think real good. But how much does it really take for us to just stop thinking and consider rationalization and just go back to violence? And my consistent argument was like, it either doesn't take much or we never really left it. There is such mass violence perpetuated by humans who will never experience violence and or don't care about the violence they perpetuate or even take part in. That's just how it is. Like, humans, despite us probably like all, at least in terms of fiction, we all acknowledge that if we were to all just team up and work together, we would probably be like 1,000 years more advanced than we are. But no, despite humans being the most advanced intelligent species on the planet, we're very tribalistic still. We believe so firmly in these lines that we made up on this planet that we live on. And thusly we go to war. We create endless conflicts. We destroy each other in mass, destroying who knows how much progress just because we can. Why? Because humans have never really left violence behind. At least in my opinion. No one likes when I say it, except for some. Some people have agreed with me. Even I've got my professor to agree with me once where he thought about it a little bit. He was like, hey, you got it right. But it's the case. It's the case. What do you think you're doing, Akira? She's gonna go catch a body. She's attempted to, but she's gonna die. Let's see. Darn. Yo, Kumanomi. Yo, all the female, well, except for Osaragi. But then again, Osaragi only fights Frost. Or not Frost. She only fights fodder. So Osaragi, the fodder fighter, I'm gonna need you to level up. You gotta get some better feats, Osaragi. But like, what is with it? With all the female characters in this universe. And then, you know, this is female character violence. But Kumanomi especially, she gets bullied by everybody. Like, she slaughtered Hyo, right? But like, there were external circumstances there in multiple levels that made it that she beat Hyo. Ever since, Kumanomi's just been getting violated by everybody, dog. I feel so bad for this character. Let's see. Oof. Oh. See, like, here, if you ain't like that, don't even play being like that. Why would you go to such lengths to spur people to violence? What are you trying to achieve? Well, he's not really spurring people to violence. It's like he's leading horses to water. But like the saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Depending on how far you led that horse, it's probably gonna drink that water. Like that's the thing. He ain't really doing much. He's just being like, here's the option. What will you do? It truly is a judge of your own moral character. How willing are you to catch a body? Huh? And once again, like he says, the moral compass isn't really that fragile. I have a moral compass. I will readily admit it will break if the right circumstances are met. And the difficulty of those circumstances being that aren't as, like, hard line. I will rarely, like, I don't know. It just takes violence against people I care about. Very common, very possible, very capable of... I think most people are like that. I think if someone you deeply care about is in danger, whether it be someone you love or someone you deeply care for or anything like that, whatever morals you do have. So, ultimately, Suzuki ain't really do much. It's just payback for the dirty work they forced onto us. So once again, Oki, why do you think this would be the age of his... Because you're gonna run out of... That's the thing. He only gave him 3. So I'm assuming that's why. He's like, oh, this won't last too long, and they'll have to come back to us anyway. But, like, alright. Interesting motivation for Suzuki. Dude, this isn't even funny. I forget this character's name entirely. What is her name? Let's see. She's a Sakamoto fan. Oh, I forget her name. She has, like, the axe weapon. I forget. Let's see. What happened to the JAA? Japan's like a total dumpster fire right now. It's all over social media. Shut up. Yo, chill out, man. What is his name? Amane. This is not Amane. Amane's, in fact, this is Amane. I forget all these characters' names. What? Mass Boy. We had the whole museum or a whole chunk of it centered around it. What? Totomaru. Totomaru's the girl's name. What is Mass Boy's name? He's Seba's younger brother. What is his name? I forget, and I won't remember until they say it. Let's see. This must mean the Order and X are working together, right? I can't believe this friggin' garbage. Apparently the JAA is separating, or the JCC is separating from the JAA. There's no telling how long we'll be safe here. Probably not that long at all. Well, actually, that's the thing. You are assassins still, or at least trained to be. And I don't think Oki would come attack you. I think once again, it is a who pokes who first. And I think ultimately the new order knows they're the bear. So if you come and poke them, they'll probably attack you. But I don't think they really act violently towards the JCC, the school. I don't think so. I had no idea X was this deranged. How many people are gonna die now? Guys, this could easily be game over for Japan. Yeah, like, that's the thing. And not even in the sense of, like, it will destroy itself. It could just, like, the planet may just look at Japan and be like, oh, y'all be run by crazy people. Boom. Like, I would be shocked. Let's see. Okay. No, we'll be quiet. I'm afraid of the overlords. Let's see. I just ran an AI simulation. Within 1 week, it showed 9% of the population dead. They say it takes 10% for a nation to collapse. I didn't know that. I wonder if that's true. Is that true? Let's see. 9% of the population? How many people is that? It's about 10.8 billion. Yo, I wish I had the community power that mine is. But interesting. So Japan has about a population of 111 million. Darn, yeah. It's about 10.8 million. And that's just in a week. Yikes. But why like this? He has a grudge against people. Why not just kill them himself? Well, it's a proof of point. Right? Like, it is, like, well, then again, they didn't hear it, but, like, I do get Uzuki's method here, just to prove a point. And also, he himself isn't in any danger, right? Like, unless he falls asleep around an innocent civilian for some reason, Uzuki himself is always fine and not at all in any danger. He'd be chilling. So, just letting them do it to themselves, prove his theory right, and show the innate violence of humanity, saves him the work and effort. I don't think that's shocking. What's X trying to achieve? Natsuki! Oh, that's Saba's last name? Let's see. It's here. The you-know-what. Oh, hey, thanks. Huh? Ah, they got the shotter. Let's see. This is the Spagura they're distributing? Looks like an ordinary Glock. I mean, seemingly. You can mail order it? There's some paperwork involved. Honestly, it's a hassle. There's even a booklet with instructions on the correct stance for letting off shots. Why'd you order this? Interesting. There's a biorecognition system. Oh, interesting. Bang, bang. Oh. Oh, wait, so he fired all 3 shots. Ah, okay, so he's truly just testing it. What the heck? You startled me! And that was actually kind of dangerous. Where did he fire them? Like, they look at a ricocheted. Locks up after 3 shots. Wait. It's slightly heavy. You think so? It feels like a regular Glock to me. I don't know why. This sounds so weird. I find the word Glock hilarious. I don't know why. Let's see. Ah, okay, so he has a school one and then the bio one. Ah, there. Bingo. This is the extra weight. Oh, really? A microchip? For real? We're talking like a gram or 2. Natsuki's down here every day making thousands of weapons. He's pretty tuned to how things should weigh. That's very impressive. I don't know. Like, especially as I've gotten stronger, don't mind me, slight glaze sesh about to happen. Things have just gotten lighter. Like, hold on. Let me see, can I, this is a matter of dexterity, much less strength, but like, the fact that I can do this at all with this sword, it's impressive to me. I couldn't do it a few months ago. Like, this thing is basically, not like a paperweight, but like, it's a metal, it's that, like, this is, the sheath is metal. Like, this is a metal sword. And it's a toy, essentially, to me now. But before, I did fail it. Like, it wasn't deviously heavy, but it was different. And thusly, my whole sense of weight is off. Like how heavy things are. And it's just because I've been getting stronger. Once I, like, plateau, which I think I'm going to eventually, soon enough. But once I do that, then everything will go back to normal. My brain and knowledge will automatically adjust with, like, my new strength level. But shout out to them, man. Shout out to them for being able to tell the difference between a gram just because he's that practiced. Dang, no wonder he's a top student in the weapons manufacturing department. So, what's the deal, big bro? Oh, this is a remote control module. The JA can control the gun through this IC chip. It can find locations, register bullets fired, or lock specific guns. So that's how that counter from earlier in the chat works. That's how that counter works. All right, so every time it's fired, it just goes up. Then again, though, if that's the case, I wonder how accurate that number. Well, the narrator said that number, the 324,000 number. But I wonder how accurate it would be, considering I don't think everyone's guaranteed to land a kill shot. Like, obviously, a lot of people are going straight for the head. Like she puts it up to his dome piece. He puts it, at least presumably to the dome piece. We don't actually see. He puts it to the dome piece. She presumably. Wait. Like here. Yeah, she looks like she's aiming at his head. So, like, unless maybe everyone does have just proper stance in shooting because of the instructions included, but I wouldn't think that at least some of the shots fired either weren't entirely lethal or just may have flat out missed. Let's see. We can find locations, register bullets fired, or lock specific guns. Remote control? So, what does that mean? No way! Shout out to Amane being the most on-the-ball character in the entire manga, bro. Exactly. We might be able to stop this act of terrorism. Huh? No, we absolutely have to stop it. Dude, your brother's pretty hot. Shut up! Yo, Toramaru, you gotta pick a lane, gang. Like you'll be hopping all over. Well, then again, when you're young, you don't understand it. But gosh darn it, Toramaru. At least I think their name's Toramaru. I still don't remember the brother's name. Like, I don't remember the young brother's name. The mask guy, I don't remember. But let's see. Let's hop right into chapter 2. Man, I miss Hardboiled Cop and Dolphin. But let's hop right into chapter 209. 3 days later. Chapter 209, An Ideal World by Yuto Suzuki. 3 days earlier, day 1 of the citizens being permitted to bear arms. Oh, so we're flashing back. Hand over my money now! I'll kill you! Over some bait? Am I lagging again? I think I am. I don't know why this keeps out. Like, well, then again, I guess the camera I use may be the reason. Because for reference, at least according to OBS, my CPU is running at 0.5%. And that makes sense. I only have one tab open, my camera software and OBS. So I get my system isn't burning too much. But now more consistently than ever before, it just starts to lag. Like, I don't know why. And I just have to, but now I know, at least to reset the lag, I just gotta unplug it, the camera, and then replug it in. It's just weird to me. Let's see. But wait, switching somebody down over 20 bucks again? Okay, it's probably more than 20 bucks. But still, that's crazy. Stop! Huh? Look at Shin coming in. Ooh, and breaking the Spagooter too. Interesting. But see, now that guy's left with no way to defend himself other than the hands. He better have the work, the hands to go with that. But all right, Shin using a baseball bat too. Very interesting. Have we seen Shin use a baseball bat before? Well, I mean, blunt object. Oh, hey, Boiled. Let's see. You amateurs got no business with this kind of thing. Oh, Boiled came out in the anime. I wonder what he sounds like. I never actually looked up Boiled's fight in the anime. But let's see. Kendaka just snatching him up. Okay. I see you, Kendaka. Confiscated. Hey, those guys are destroying the Spagooters. Yeah, for your own good. Like, the thing, to go back to the whole moral discussion, the moral quandary of it all, I wouldn't feel good about breaking my moral compass. Like, even if it's truly, like, life or death, it's me or them, or it's someone I deeply care about, or them, I'm not gonna feel good about the fact. In the moment, I'm gonna be hyped up off adrenaline, doing everything in my power to survive. And if I do survive, because again, there's no guarantee if I do survive, then, like, I'll be euphoric and released in the fact that I managed to live. But then, like, that's gonna haunt me for the rest of my days. Like, I don't know, I put high value in human life. Higher than I put in animal, or non-human animal life, I will admit. That's a moral quandary that has been raised to me, because I do have friends who are vegetarians and vegans, very specifically for the reason that they don't like eating anything with a face. And, like, I'm never gonna be able to beat them. Yeah. I could gain more than I could ever gain with a plant, at least. Like, I've raised plants, but, like, more than I could ever gain with a plant. I could raise a cow and then feel really affectionate towards it and not be able to eat it. So why should I not feel that way about all animals and cows and stuff, essentially anything with a face on it? Why should I feel comfortable with devouring that? I shouldn't, but I do. That is a weakness in my moral code. The only like counter law I've been able to throw back is like, you eat plants. Plants are alive. They want to live as per their nature. Don't eat then. Cease eating. But like that's unfair. You know, there are whole arguments, the idea of something with a face, it's something with blood pumping through it, it's something that you could raise. You could raise a plant. But that's the thing. There are levels to it. But regardless, I would feel bad and guilty and haunted for the rest of my days. Like, no matter what. Even if I can fully rationalize, I did it in self-defense. I didn't want to do it to him. It was them or me. If I didn't do it, someone deeply here. Like, I'm still gonna be like laying up at night years later being like, there's another man's life on my hands. Like that's gonna haunt me forever. And I think a lot of people in the moment wouldn't really think about that. And I know there's some people who can do it and simply not care. People can do it en masse to whole groups of people and not care. I'm not people. So, I don't know, man. It's real rough. And I think a lot of people in the heat of the moment simply wouldn't think about that. And especially when you have this new opportunity presented to you and you have all these negative thoughts and all these negative emotions built up inside you. You're given the opportunity to legally do it, and suddenly you just have this wood and you just want to raw. So ultimately, Shin, Kindaka, Heisuke, and Boyle, they're all saving people from pretty dark fates, at least in my opinion. This is impossible. We'll never get them all. Well, it beats standing around and doing nothing. Yeah. But I'm interested. I'm wondering how Seiba and crew are going to be able to figure out to presumably create a mass hack to stop all the Spaghooters at once, presumably. Let's see. What are the cops doing anyway? Hey, wait, Peisuke! I forget how anime Heisuke's voice goes. I haven't listened to the clip in a while. What are the cops doing anyway? They aren't doing anything. They're in cahoots with the JAA. Well, not in cahoots. I mean, presumably they're employed by him. Like, they run the government now. But let's see. Maybe it's quicker to take down the JAA HQ before they can hand out the rest of the Spagooters to the rest of the civilians. But, Shin, buddy, do you think you're built like that? Like, once again, going to JAA HQ means you're, like, let's just say it was just Uzuki there. You're still not winning. Do you think you can beat Takamura, Shin? Admittedly, I don't think Shin has used his stop. And that could be the thing. Like, that's the one weakness. And I mentioned this previously in a previous review. I think it was literally the last review. I mentioned previously, the one weakness of the JAA is that, or the current New Order, as it's called, all of its power is centralized at the top. If Uzuki falls, everything goes away. And the reason Uzuki is unstoppable right now is because he's Takamura. So, like, if you off Uzuki while he's not in Takamura mode, if you catch him lacking, and/or, because we see Takamura was touchable. It was difficult. It was impossible. It took multiple high, if not top tiers, to touch the one god tier in the verse that was Takamura. But it was possible. And that was with no Shin hacks. So hypothetically, if Shin were to run in Yell Stop, and then you take Kindaka, you take Nagumo, you take Shishiba, you take every single Osaragi, you take every single top tier, and just throw them at stopped Uzuki, even if he stopped for half a second, they probably dip him. And then the whole New Order falls apart. Because it's all centralized around Uzuki. Because who's left? I mean, Torres? But what is Torres going to care if Uzuki's gone? Uzuki can't sign the checks no more. He can't gamble no more. No bills paid. What's Oki going to do if Uzuki's gone? Like, Oki seems pretty powerful. He's a spear wielder, but like, I don't know. I don't think he's beaten the whole current crew. That's the thing. Everything's centralized around Uzuki. So maybe in that sense, they could run to JHQ and just body bag Uzuki. But then again, how willing is our cast and crew to actually slaughter Uzuki? That's the one thing I'm not too sure about. Like, is Sakamoto willing to off Uzuki? Is Nagama willing to off Uzuki? He wasn't willing to off him before, after he found out Rion was in there. So, like, what is our mentality? What's the solution to Suzuki right now? Are they just gonna lock him up? I don't know, but we'll see. Hey, you jerks! What do you think you worms are doing? Those are guys from the JAA. You guys are really doing this? Doing X's bidding? Yeah, it's better than the old regime. X is raising the status of assassins. We're no longer confined to the underworld. true. But at the same time, like, are you really proud? I don't know. I guess it's, you take pride in whatever your work is. Like, you catch bodies, and now the job you used to get paid for is a lot less viable because anyone can do it. Anyone can. And like, notably, I'm not sure if Uzuki has changed any, and I don't know any of these Spilgooter laws over in Japan. But like, sure, your government issues Spilgooter locks up after 3 shots, but you're telling me you can't find a Spilgooter? Especially if the underworld is rising to the limelight. You could probably just get another and keep going. Like, that's the thing. Assassins have essentially become redundant. You were better off being locked to the underworld because then people would have to come out of the woodwork and pay you. But now, if like from last chapter, we saw 3 random, seemingly normal people. Just, or no, 4, because the woman, because it was the woman. Oh, no, it was 3, because it was the woman, the guy, then the other woman. Came in and Swiss cheese people. They didn't hire no assassin for that. So, like, I don't know, man. I still don't know. How is this, other than the fact that you no longer need to hide, what does this do for you other than put you out of a job? I don't know. Let's see. There's no reason to let innocent civilians get caught in the crossfire, making them fight to the death. There's no way that's the answer. I agree. Let's see. What, you got a problem, punk? Okay, buddy. I'd like to have faith in you, but you're looking at the former leader of the Order. A really strong assassin in general, just embroiled. The second best sniper in the verse. And Shin. Who at this point, like, I think it's pretty safe to say Shin is a low top tier. Like, I was initially going to be like, oh, he's just a high tier. He's basically a low top tier. Like, he violated Tenkyu. And, like, sure, a lot of people did clarify, technically Tenkyu being the most dangerous doesn't necessarily mean he's the strongest. It's kind of like how in the manga, Kid Buu is the most dangerous Buu, and, like, it's the anime that makes it different, that makes him just flat out the strongest Buu, and then it throws, like, all previous Blue Sky sailing into that. Like, the anime Kid Buu stuff is a mess. And I ultimately do agree with those people now, where they just say, yeah, you know, anime Kid Boo's stronger, but then manga Buuhan is stronger. Yeah, that's kind of just how it works because of the numerous statements in and outside of the anime that just call Kid Buu the strongest Buu flat out, not just the most dangerous. But in this case, Tenkyu never really got those statements that anime Kid Buu got. He was just stated to be the most dangerous and wildly because he was the most, or unruly, because he was the most in line with what the JA was looking for. An assassin with no predilections about taking life of any kind in any background. So that was fine. He was very dangerous, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's the strongest. But I'd say almost any Alchemar kid is a top tier, right? Like the top tier, I guess he does get pretty fat at that point. So maybe not. But like I could see him as a bottom top tier. Like especially considering how badly he dominated opened eye Tenkyu, which seems to amp him drastically. I would assume that he's at bare minimum a low top tier at this point. Presumably still below characters like Hindaka, characters like Nagamo, characters like... But is he even below Sakamoto at this point? It's really hard to tell. Let's see. Got a problem, punk? Neutralize. Yeah, that's the thing. You get diffed. Ugh, those things are tough. You fiends. You punks are just wasting your energy. Huh? The society's better for assassins. Nobody's gonna side with you. You'll be squashed like bugs in no time. But once again, how is it better for us? Especially now that we're seeing it. Because before, one of the biggest arguments... And once again, there is a hypothetical argument that you run out of your 3 shots and then you need to go back to hiring assassins, right? But in this world, where people now must worry consistently about getting Swiss cheesed. I keep saying Swiss cheese. Keep being worried about a hole being put in them at any time if they have any slight transgression against anybody, because they don't know how many shots a person has left, and they don't know how willing a person is to off them. Do you think that person is going to go out of their way and hire an assassin when they could either A, do it themselves, or B, simply not interact out of straight fear? Like, how does that even work? Like, I don't know. How are you going to get paid? And once again, how is it a person who's now scared to work, scared to leave their home, because at any moment they could be off for the slightest infraction? How are they going to have the money to pay you? Like, this is the thing. I'm not sure. Society legitimately does collapse if there is no order. If anyone can die at any moment, what's the point of even living a normal life or working a normal job? I don't know. Let's see.
Hate to admit it, but they have a point. With the entire order against us, you're cooked, yeah.
Not all of them. Shishiba? Yeah, Shishiba.
I'm not siding with X.
Huh?
He's finally right where I want him. Just don't get in the way now.
But Shishiba, you should jump him. Shishiba, like, you should, like, there's no reason you shouldn't jump him. You should tell him, you should think in your head, like, hey, find Nagamo,
get Kidaka, get Yotsumura, get everybody. We gotta jump
at this location. Because that's the thing. It's always like, even if the Takamura personality doesn't come out immediately, it will come out, and you want to have as many top tiers or even high tiers with you as possible to gank the strongest in the world. Like, you don't want to do that 1v1 Shishiba, but let's see. That Mashimo's a good guy. What's he got up his sleeve? I don't know. Hammer him to death, I guess? Let's see. Meanwhile, back at JAH. But is this all on the same day? I can't tell if this is all on the first day. Like, because this is 3 days earlier. And then never says we cut back to the future yet. Or let's see. Meanwhile, back at JAHQ. Let's celebrate. Oh, yeah, so this is still the first day. Let's celebrate. This is the birth of the most powerful assassin group in history. Kind of mid, not gonna lie. Kind of mid. Like, it's literally, like, Uzuki, of the Alkamar kids, it is you and Kumanomi. Everyone else is dead, Uzuki, or not here. Because we don't know where the bad guy is. I don't know where that bad guy ended up. And Tenkyu, I guess, was just never recovered from the jail, but then again, it's still the same day. Uzuki smiling. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm lagging again. Am I? I'm lagging again. Why does this keep happening? Hold on. There we go. Jeez, just let me get through. I know it's a long. I know it's a long one. I'm doing 3 chapters at once. I'm sorry. Let's see. Is he really? But Zuki, I want to make a comment about Zuki's smiling. I'm so happy. Let's see. Is he really there? Inside of him? Mr. Takamura. Yeah, like that's the thing. I'd be terrified. Like, how do I put it? That's the thing. There's no like direct comparison. But if I knew there was a chance that if I were to fight somebody, they could spontaneously transform into Prime Mike Tyson, build and all, I would never even risk fighting that person. Because on the off chance that they do, I lose, if not die. And if I am doing it, I'm not doing it alone. But Shishiba, it looks like he's gonna go run ones. Mr. Takamura? Oh, Nagamo. Good to see you, buddy. Where are you been? Let's see. Yeah, he's inside of X. Pretty sure. Dude, are you serious? Slur has an unusual kind of multiple personality disorder. We know that for sure. Poof. Oh, there goes my disguise. If Mr. Takamura's in there, we have to attack with the utmost care. If we screw this up, yeah, you all die. Like, that's the thing, right? The moment, that's why, Shishiba, you should not run once, okay? You should gather the whole army and just to have a chance, really. Let's see. Osaragi, don't follow me. Really? Once again, Shishiba, you're not built like that. You're not. Let's see. Huh? Why? There's no need for you to make enemies of these guys. But honestly, I hate those guys. I don't blame her. Like, to be fair, I like Torres. I like him a lot. I think he's hilarious. But he's not a good person. And while I do like Tanabata, it's funny how I remember Tanabata's name. And specifically Tanabata's name, not Tanabanta, because I was wrong. But I don't remember the mask guy's name. Like, why is his name? I guess he just isn't that relevant. Let's see. But I hate those guys. Oh, but that's the thing. Like, none of them are nice people. So I get why Osaragi doesn't like them. Display it cool. This assassin-centered society Oki idealizes. Suits you well. But once again, I'm so confused on how it's... Well, once again, maybe everyone's right. I'm going to assume that y'all in the comments are right. Ultimately, either it's one of two things. Either people will go back to hiring assassins anyway because they don't like the feeling of doing it themselves, and or you cannot obtain a legal Spagooter, and doing anything but hiring an assassin would be less effective than trying to do it yourself. And there is a secret third option. Ultimately, we're just not having to hide anymore, not having to play subtlety games is just more preferable to most people, even if you lose your source of income, I guess. Or if money itself loses all value, because who cares about money when you're trying to survive? Let's see. Suits you well. Later. Mr. Shishiba. Yeah? We're enemies now. Where's the PlayStation controller? Where? Oh, I don't want to scratch my eye too much. There it is, right down here. Shishiba versus where did that accent come from? Shishiba versus Osaragi? Sounds interesting. Sounds neat. Sounds fun. Yeah, I doubt it. I don't know. I think it's too iconic a duo. And once again, but then again, you know what? Ironically, that'd be a good time for Osaragi to get some feats. Let's see.
Alright. Good. All good. Should be easy enough, like getting rid of a speck of dust in your eye. Simple and satisfying. This job kinda suits me. At least, I thought it did. I had enough of the kind of killing that keeps me up at night.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, it's just, when you catch bodies, man, like, it changes you. And admittedly, once again, I don't know, I haven't caught a body, but I've spoken to people who have, specifically because they were in wars and stuff like that, and they are, at least according to they themselves, they're fundamentally different. The person that they were before and the person they are now are two completely different people. And like Uzuki said, once you start, it's kind of hard to stop. Or at least, it's easier to repeat and perpetuate the cycle of hatred and the cycle of violence. Because violence only begets more violence. Let's see.
I've had enough of the kind of killing that keeps me up at night.
Okay. But we're just gonna jump him in broad daylight? Like, why couldn't you wait until he was sleeping? And, like, figure out where he rests? Like, he's not gonna stay awake forever. Shishiba, you could play this so much better than just going to fight the guy head on.
Mr. Shishiba. That's your name, right? Is there something I can do for you?
That's like, you know, I'll admit, I'll give one thing about X / Uzuki. He is pretty chill for the most part. Like, he's not openly violent. At least not towards anyone he considers quote unquote an ally. Sure, he detests the regular common people, but like, he's smiling. He's just interacting with Mr. Shishiba like they're homies essentially. It is really weird to see, but he is a pretty chill guy, you know. Let's see. He has his hands in his pockets and everything.
That's your name, right? Is there something I can do for you? Well, let's see. No.
Oh, I've heard Shishiba's anime voice. I'm not giving him that voice. Where I'm willing to like alter my Heisuke voice from the deeper interpretation to the more like, hey, Heisuke, the world's full of interesting people, right? I'm not. I don't know. Like it's almost Orochimaru based from what little I've heard of the English dub of Shishiba in the anime. Let's see.
Well, let's see. No, I don't think so.
So he immediately goes for it. That's the thing, man. You should have been more subtle, or you should have waited for a better time. He's gonna diff you. You're not built like that. You're not built like Shishiba. I'm sorry, man. I glaze you, but you're not built like that. I've seen Scruple's tier list video, your ranking videos. You're not up there. Let's see. Okay, immediate block. Okay, but he does manage to tag Uzuki. Once again, though, is Takamura out just yet? He's wielding Takamura's katana, but does that mean it's out yet? Bam! Knocks Uzuki back. Uzuki goes sliding for the recovery
before Mr. Takamura comes out.
Okay, so he's specifically trying to diff a base Uzuki. But then again, I wouldn't say base Uzuki's fodder. I'm not sure you really got this, Shishiba.
Before Mr. Takamura comes out.
Bang. You know, I'm shocked, though, he isn't responding to the bloodlust, right? Because, like, unless Shishiba's fighting with a completely calm heart here, you'd think the inside of Takamura, or Takamura's personality would be like, is that smoke? I smell it. Who wants smoke? And then immediately comes out. Let's see.
Ugh. Let's get this over with quickly.
Alright, once again, Uzuki's blocking. Uh-oh, what's happening? Ah, that's right. So the thing, so you attacked him while other order members were... Shishiba, what was the plan? It's kind of dumb. Like, Shishiba, you should have known better, gang.
Okay. Too bad, Shishiba.
Oh, Torres. What you better do, Torres? Well, air blast him. Okay, but he whiffed. Or at least he missed.
The thought crossed my mind when it turned out Yoshimoto was alive, but... meeting up secretly with that tattooed fiend, huh? I don't hate you, buddy.
Ha! Joke's on you, camera. Fun fact, I used to zoom in, not used to, I was doing it last week, but I zoomed in the camera before, just to like get a better view of it, but now I've literally just altered the scene on OBS. So now whenever it does that weird thing where it'll flash and shrink back down to size and not let me edit it anymore, it doesn't change anything, it just randomly makes the screen go black. If you're wondering, no, I never figured it out. I've tried to troubleshoot it, I've updated OBS and everything, like, I don't know, I've updated my camera software, everything, it still just happens. So now I just don't zoom in anymore. I'm just now at this angle consistently. We'll see.
Meeting up secretly with that tattooed fiend. I don't hate you, buddy, but looks like we got no choice.
Buddy? Y'all know each other for like 2 weeks.
Why, Shishiba? Well, let's put it this way. It was too much to carry.
Yeah, a little too much work, a little too much effort. But Shishiba, you could have planned this way better, though. Like, there's no reason you should have fought this way. Let's see.
I thought you were smarter than this, Shishiba.
I'm sorry, I know it's just going from deep voice to deeper voice to deeper voice. But like, that's kind of how I view these characters sounding. Let's see.
Smarter than this, Shishiba.
Okay, but you know what? Shout out to Shishiba for having all relativity to Oki and Taurus. Seemingly at the same time, he's dodging Taurus' attacks and barely weaving Oki's attacks, but still very impressive. Clangs with the hammer, knocks away the spear. Taurus comes in for the block. Oh, but it looks like Taurus did tag him this time. Let's see how much damage did it do. Some damage, but only seemingly surface level damage. Oki comes in for another swing of the staff. Slams it, so he does land the hit, but then Shishiba lunges back in with the hammer. But Oki does block this time. Okay.
Any last words, Shishiba? Yeah, I have a few.
Oh, what you got? What you got? Okay, so it looks like Shishiba had actually acknowledged the death here, but like I figured, Osaragi's not actually gonna let that man fall. Let's see. This is a crazy plan. I'm gonna pick because I'm gonna do a couple super view catch-ups. The thing is, I want to go back and review each of the Wish chapter. I have no idea where I'd access it. But and the Ember chapter. I think I need to go back and do both. But I gotta figure that out. But I'm gonna pick 3 pages from each chapter, and then I'm gonna make that the thumbnail. I may do like a slight reference to me, like I may do a slight edited picture of myself, but we'll see. But this may just be the panel for this chapter, dog. Woo!
Go to the underworld.
Bang! Oh, but once again, he did a full 180 turn. But then again, she broke through the glass. Presumably, he heard that. Did a full 180 return to block. Shout out to Oki. Oh yeah, so yeah, he was really ready to die here. Shishiba really just sold the bag and was about to get cooked. What were you cooking, Shishiba? I know you were impatient, but like, dude, why would you not plan this better?
Mr. Shishiba, I realized something. It's not an ideal world if there's people you hate in it.
I mean, am I lagging again? Hold on. I think I am like, hold on. We gonna do it again. No. 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 Yeah. And we're back. Am I still? Is it because I've been recording for too long? Oh, that's better. That's better. I'm not sure. If I'm lagging, I'm so sorry. I'm still trying to figure out this new software. Let's see. There's people you hate in it. I mean, that is kind of true. That's kind of true. But that's the thing. Ultimately, a society with other people will have things you don't agree about with other people. Like, that's kind of just how life works. Let's see.
Huh. True. Okay, then. Let's kill them together.
So this really wasn't the plan. Shishiba, you actually thought you were going to 1v1 Uzuki to the death. I like Shishiba, dog. That is the stupidest plan you could have mustered. That is the most downright idiotic, dumb, stupid thing you could have done. Don't get me wrong, I get you wanted to be expressive with it, but you could have called Nagamo, could have called Kindaka, could have called Yoshimura. You could have done so much more than just trying to run the ones with Uzuki on the hopes that you'd beat him before Takamura comes out. And assuming that Oki and the others wouldn't try to stop. What on earth? Like, what was the plan, Shishiba? What was the plan? Let's see.
Okay then, let's kill them together.
But let's hop to the most recent chapter. We are over an hour in, and we're only just now getting to chapter 210. Alright, let's see. Oh, alright. To 201, we're in flashback mode.
Hostility and hostility. Heard a lot of assassins went missing in the Tohoku region, so I came to check it out. Did you do this?
Okay, so Osaragi, once again, she's always had that weapon. I mean, I guess that's just a saw, but she's always had that, and she's used it to slaughter a whole bunch of assassins. Alright, interesting. So it is truly Shishiba went out and found her. But then again, that is how they explained it. I believe, I forget what chapter it's in, but when they explain Osaragi's, like, existence, they're like, oh yeah, Shishiba kind of just found her out in the farmland. She was just built like that. And we got, I forget how long ago it was, we got, like, stat sheets, and apparently Osaragi's kind of just the strongest, like, at least in terms of, like, raw physical output. She's the strongest beneath Takamura. Takamura had infinity stats, but, like, I think Osaragi was stronger than even Hyo, who was noted to be the physically strongest member. So, Osaragi being built this different from a young age seems legit. Let's see.
Did you do this?
Are you a god, mister? Did you come here to kill me?
Huh? She was like, whoa. What? What? But then again, what were the assassins doing in the Tohoku region? Who were they sent to assassinate? Was it her? Like, I doubt it was her. Maybe it was, but like, that seems so rare. What were they doing here getting bodied for? Huh?
The gods punish you if you do bad things.
Huh. Sorry, but I'm a bad guy too.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, but I mean, he clearly didn't come off you. Well, let's see.
What, you want to die?
No, but I don't think I should be here.
Ah, you know what? Ain't that like? I've been a person who pushes the idea of do what you want as you want, all within reason. And if you are in a place where you cannot do what you want as you want within reason, find a place where you can. So, for example, I do have a couple friends who like anime and manga, but they're all anime watchers. They aren't really manga people like me. They love Sakamotodays, but they only watch the anime. And I'm a manga guy. So thusly, I was in a space where I could do what I want whenever I wanted, but it just wouldn't be reciprocated. Like, I couldn't really talk about the manga with any of them because I didn't want to spoil them. But in that case, I went and made a content or a YouTube channel so I could talk about manga. So that's the case of me moving from one place to another. And same thing for Osaragi here, and same thing for anyone in general. I'd say move to a place where you are able to do what you want, when you want, how you want, because you have your life and you should want to live it the way you can, but do it within reason. If it would bankrupt you to up and change everything about your life, then don't do it. It's just not worth it. But at the same time, if you can do it, maybe with a little bit of struggle, a little bit of leeway, don't be afraid to do it. Don't be afraid to move. Don't be afraid to engage in emotion. Let's see.
Want to come with me then? There's a place for people like us.
Huh? Yeah. There was. I mean, technically, there still is a place. They could have not done this just yet, but yeah, there was a place. There was a place, but then it all fell down. Let's see.
Ooh, I like that parallel there. I like that parallel.
Shishiba with... Oh, I thought he had a ponytail. Yeah, he did a ponytail. But Shishiba with his hair down, seemingly longer than before. Osaragi, longer hair in the veil. Posted up, straight, aura. But they're still going to lose, right? Especially the thing is, if Takamura comes out, or even Rion comes out, and it's a 3v2, even with Osaragi's insane strength and Shishiba's really good tactical skill, I think they still... Like, I don't think they win here. They're gonna need like a third or fourth part. Really, they need all the top tier. Like, they need everyone who's not immediately on Uzuki's side to stand a chance. They need Shin, they need Sakamoto, they need Kendaka, they need Yoshimoto, they need... Bring Boiled, even if he gets dead officially. Bring Boiled, bring Ace, bring every... Where's Kami? Have we seen Kami? I'm assuming we've seen him. Hold on. I'm not gonna go to the previous chat. But I'm assuming we've seen Kami. That's the thing. Where is he? Well, you know, he's literally just the concept of a sniper. So maybe he's nowhere near, or maybe he's off doing things or like patrolling or something. Let's see.
What a nice tool you picked up, Shishiba.
Hey. Just because she has it on her and keeps it on her all the time doesn't make her a tool. Calm it down, Ogi. Don't make me reach through the screen and smack you, buckaroo.
Let's see. She's not an object, Mr. Oki.
That's right, Shishiba. We respect our women. We respect people. Just like I've never got the idea of like, well, I know it happened, but like I don't like the idea of owning people. Like when someone says, I want to be such and such a thing, their object, their one and only. I'm like, I'm fine with the one and only part. I'm fine with you being in love with them. You want to be their what? You want to be their possession? Gang, what? Like, I get it. It's in the pet and endearment sense, in the like loyalty sense. Like, oh, you want to be theirs and theirs alone. You want to do everything by them, for them, of them. But I always be like, you could phrase that better. You could definitely phrase it, but like, you want to be what? And I did same thing for like anyone who. But then again, I know some people are like into stuff like that. But like anyone who wants to be someone else's pet or like servant. I get sometimes you gotta be a servant just to like do things. Like, I don't even know. I am a servant, but like. You bark. You walk on all four. Like what like I don't know. It never made sense to me. But I like that. And you know what? I even like how Shishiba, the blood was not drawn here, but I like how Shishiba is still, I'm assuming it's possibly mocking, but he still calls him Mr. Oki. He's like, Mr. Oki, come on now. You know better than that. It's the modern day. It's a new era. You can't be calling people objects like that. But see,
we don't need strong-willed pawns here.
Are you strong-willed? Wait. Then again, you know, I suppose when you're the king, everything beneath you is but a strong-willed pawn. But like, buddy, you're nothing but a pawn in Uzuki's game. Am I wrong to say that? Am I tweaking in that statement? Ain't you nothing but a tool, a strong-willed pawn? Of course, I guess it benefits you, but like, you are the exact same that you say they are. In fact, realistically, they aren't even strong-willed pawns. They're strong. Well, I guess they're strong-willed enemy pawns, but like that's the thing. They are playing a completely different game than you, and you mock them. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I would have like fake a glitch just to catch if you were still here. I mean, I know, because I know some people. Some people will be here, and I always say I know we all probably like, oh, Pencil, look at you, he's about to get all sentimental again. It reaches to the deepest part of my heart that people stay here for more than an hour, dog. That people do care about my yap and my opinion so much. And even if you did just skip here and you're like, Pencil, what are you talking about? I skipped straight to chapter 210. I don't care about chapter 282. And regardless, the fact that you hear it all this long into a video, it brings value. It touches my heart. It touches my heart. Thank you for being here. But let's see.
We don't need strong-willed pawns here.
Okay. That is a pretty effective reach for a spear. In fact, do we have... I always find it shocking. I don't think we do. Do we have... We have the 3-section staff. Or the 3-section spear, I suppose. But I don't think we actually do have another spear wielder. I think Oki is the only one who just wields a traditional spear.
Taurus. Yo.
It's always funny. I think of Taurus as an older man. Watch him be like 30. But it's always funny to see someone with the design of Taurus being like, yo, what's good, gang? Got it. Whatever. Let's see. Okay, so Oki slashes the ground, forcing them to jump. So it was a 2-man setup. So then Taurus destroys the ground before they can land on it. Let's see. He specifically only destroys the ground in front of him. So I'm guessing they're falling into a chamber. Yeah, okay. So they fall into a lower chamber. Oh, but with a whole bunch of assassins around too. Let's see.
Whoever kills them will join the new order. There's 2 seats. Fight for them.
One moment. I mean, are they just stalling? Like, what, like, do they think any of them will actually succeed in slaying Shishiba and Osaragi? No, I gotta do. Like, this gotta be a joke. Like who? Of these nameless like, who's gonna actually slaughter them? I'm assuming what they're doing here is just stalling for Takamura to come out and be like, hey, Mizuki, figure out whatever you need to do to go slay them. But then again, Oki, Taurus, you're telling me you can't dip them? Where's Tanabata at? Like, you're telling me y'all can't jump Osaragi and Shishiba and actually defeat them? Seems a little bit crazy. I mean, I guess they're just trying to refill seats, because admittedly, the order's looking quite small. Remember, they had to refill a whole bunch of seats anyway because of what happened. Because now, I think the only, with Shishiba and Osaragi leaving, the only members of the new order are Uzuki, Komonomi, Oki, Torres, Tanabata, and Kamihite, and then... who am I forgetting? Kanaguri. That's 7. They were at 9. So, like, they definitely do need more members, I guess, but still, I don't think any of these random fodder are going to be able to do it.
There's 2 seats. Fight for them. Kill the traitors!
Alright, let's see.
Bring it on.
Alright, let's see Osaragi and Shishiba cook. Double trouble going. I think this is actually the first time we've seen them fight together. Alright. Unfortunately, it's against fodder. So once again, Osaragi is not beating the fighting fodder allegations. She will never... just as Lou will never be relevant in a combat sense again for the rest of the narrative. And I don't blame people. A lot of people... no, one person in particular caught my eye in a comment from last review, where they're like, I kind of don't want Lou to become relevant again, because it's been so long since she's been relevant that it wouldn't really make sense for her to leap up and be able to deal with these like order tier fighters. And I do agree. I guess that does make sense. She shouldn't be able to just drink her way into top tier this. But that kind of sucks, man. Like, I was really hoping she'd be more relevant, but it has been literally over 150 chapters since she's actually been relevant, so it does make sense that we can't have her back. But would that be the case, just as Lou will never be relevant again, and Kuminomi will keep getting body bagged, Osaragi shall only fight nameless fodder. Gosh darn, is a law of this universe, essentially. Let's see. Tearing through randoms. Alright. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's very interesting. Shishiba just chunks them straight with the hammer. And, like, I don't have a regular hammer. I only have the Thor's hammers. But that is very, very impressive, considering how clean, relatively clean. Of course, you know, he's gashing and gouging. But still, very impressive he's able to tear them apart so cleanly. Okay. So he tears through this one guy. Guys goes in with a swing of a sword. Shishiba catches the sword with the back of the hammer. Okay. Breaks the sword. Spins around in full rotation. Takes the dude's dome off. Osaragi slams against the shield. Oh, okay. But she doesn't actually cut through the shield. But then again, that seems to be more the blade not cutting through the shield. That's a pretty strong shield. We've seen Osaragi cut through some pretty crazy stuff, at least metal-wise. Let's see. That stopped her! Now! Oh. They all grabbed onto her. Ow. Ow. Is she gonna... Why did I think she was gonna Beyblade up the sides? But that is a very powerful saw. Because I don't think that's Osaragi doing anything. That is legit just the saw being built into the... Unless she's running alongside the wall. It's hard to tell here. But it looks like that saw just propelled her up that far. That's actually very impressive. Like, in terms of just sheer mechanical power, for a saw to be able to do that, that's a little bit bonkers. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because think about the force it would take to not just support Osaragi, but cut through all these different people who are holding her down. Like, that's 1, 2, 3, at least they were initially holding on to her, then presumably these two piled on. Assuming these guys are like 180, that's nearly 1,000 pounds of force. And these guys seem bigger. They could easily be 200 plus. That's like 1,000 pounds on top of Osaragi's own weight. And Osaragi's, to be a lightweight, she's probably like assuming like extreme muscle density, she's probably like 170 at max, which is probably eyeballing it. But nearly 1,200 pounds, and the blade is strong enough and sharp enough to cleave into this building across multiple glass sheets and just carry her up like that at extreme speed before any of them could react. Crazy! What is that made out of? Where did you get it from? Let's see. And the thing, I love how Osaragi just looks so... Like she knows that Suzuki Sensei's like not letting her fight anybody but Fawn, and she's like, this is so easy. Please give me an actual decent challenge. Give me an actual meta threat that I need to go up against, so I don't just keep aura farming on randoms. Let's see.
Dang, freaky. Eesh, she's rampaging like a beast. They are thick with blood.
Wait. Be careful. Yeah. I'm sorry, man. And here's the thing, right? Can I sit here and write you an entire video essay on the secret depths of Takamura as a character? No. I won't even bother. But Takamura is one of those characters where I don't even need the character writing. Like, I love Yurichi from Demon Slayer because of the character writing and the fact that he's one of the strongest, if not the strongest in the verse. He's the strongest. I love Escanor from Seven Deadly Sins because of his character writing and the fact that he's one of the strongest in the verse. Not the strongest, but one of the strongest. I love Benimaru from Fire Force. Not as much as many other people do, I will admit. I kind of think Benimaru is a little bit overhyped, but not just because he's the strongest, because of his writing. Takamura does have writing, don't get me wrong. He has a very specific philosophy that's based on the idea that some people deserve to live, some people don't, and ultimately that the world is full of scum, and it's his job to rid them of it based on the orders given to him. But that aside, he's just got aura, bro. He's just the embodiment. The raw... If you look up aura in the dictionary, there will be a picture of Takamura posted up just like this. Katana in hand, bro. So there he is. The thing. It's like Ryong coming back, man. Until Takamura himself reincarnates, bro. I kind of don't care, Suzuki. But interesting. I thought the thing about Osaragi, because I remember a while back, someone had mentioned that Osaragi may be the key to fighting... What's his name? Fighting Uzuki, who's using Takamura's personality, because Takamura responds to bloodlust. And Osaragi, at least previously, has been noted to fight without any bloodlust. And in fact, you can tell, but like, this is the thing, I kept pointing out how her face, unlike Shishiba, which seems focused and concentrated, that seems to release at least a little bit of bloodlust, is relatively calm and flat here. She doesn't seem to care that much at all and is so disinterested. Meanwhile, Shishiba, even in the last chapter when he was first fighting Uzuki, it looked like he did have like malicious intent and motion behind him, which is why I'm shocked Takamura didn't respond. But it seems like it does take a certain level of bloodlust in order for the Takamura personality to take over, as we see Takamura post up here. Uh-oh, Taurus and Oki are like, wait. Wait, but then again, I don't think Takamura will attack them. It is Bloodlust directed towards Takamura. Where I get, well, maybe it is just Bloodlust in general, but that's kind of how he sees. But Uzuki can see, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, yeah. So he goes straight for the 2 order members that are releasing the Bloodlust. All right. And, is this the... Okay, we've seen Shishiba scared and caught off guard before. Is this the first time we've seen Osaragi hit the anime? Do you realize how you cooked yourselves? Do you realize how you cooked? You realize how you should have brought every single top tier here? You really thought you could beat Mr. Hold on, let me hit the... you thought you could beat him? Nah, he's about to spread your cheeks open. You better butter him down. Let's see.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. Like you didn't know this and you didn't forget?
Mr. Takamura reacts to bloodlust.
If you know what, just as with Rion, but then, you know what? I think ultimately, but you could. It's the way the story was structured. You could not let Takamura live. It really is unfortunate. You could not let Takamura live, because he would have killed everybody. Like that's the thing. It sucks, right? Because I would have preferred Takamura to be his own independent character, not directly tied as a husk inside Uzuki, because I like Takamura as a character. And just as he was developing into his own character that I could write like a 5-page or 10-page or 20-page video essay on, like I could with an Escanor or Benimoto or Yorichi, he got executed. But at the same time, he had to execute when he got executed because of how the narrative was set up. So like you could just change the narrative, but at that point you're writing a completely different story. So Takamura had to go. So it's unfortunate. He really did have to go. It's kind of like, that's spoilers for another manga. I mean, like everybody knows the spoiler. I'm not going to say it. But like, I can think of a couple different examples where like a character kind of just had to go when they went, because if not, they break the plot. So Takamura is one of those characters. And it's just unfortunate because I like him so much, and he's fine inside Uzuki, but it doesn't hit the same, you know. It doesn't tickle my fancy as much as the original did. Like he has aura, right? Like Uzuki doesn't not look cool here. It's just not the same. You know? I just don't feel like it. Let's see. And interesting, yeah. But I brought the idea that I thought Osaragi had no bloodlust, but looks like she does, because it looks like Uzukimura is very specifically... I mean, stick with that. Uzukimura is specifically targeting her first. Interesting. So he went from a blade draw stance, then muttered to himself after reverting out of a blade draw stance, lands again out of blade draw stance, and then let's see. So is Osaragi about to fight here? It looks like she's blanking out.
No! Osaragi!
Viciously, a weapon sliced in half and all. Oh, but she's not in half. Doing much, so yeah, she's stronger than Haruma for sure, because she's not in half. Only her weapon is.
Osaragi.
Mr. Shish. Oh, so she's never getting feats. She's never getting feats. She's cooked. man. Suzuki Sensei. I don't want to give you that typical Shonen Jump label, bro. But I may have to. This is getting embarrassing. How many female characters are you just gonna randomly foderize and diff? Let's see.
Mr. Shishiba, you know, I don't think the god of killing loves you.
Oddly specific. Let's see.
Why do you say that?
I had a dream. We were walking down a dark road, but you wandered off and got lost, Mr. Shishiba.
And that's the thing. And you know, I've seen many people claim that Shishiba is actually their favorite character. I think I am more of a Nagumo glazer myself. Despite, it's funny because we still just don't know that much about Nagumo, his plans, his intentions, like that. Nagumo is still a character who I love, but I don't really trust. I think that's the extra angle that pushes him above Shishiba for me. But I completely understand the Shishiba glaze. From him having one of the best fights in the series in himself versus Yotsumura, to his fantastic character work, character writing. His character design is also immaculate. His weapon choice is fantastic, and just the basic camera. Like, Shishiba overall is a top tier character. So I do not blame people for having him as their favorite. And this is one of those reasons why. Where, like, ultimately, Shishiba only did what Shishiba could do to survive. This is, unironically, the first time he's really striking out for, like, a moral good or a greater good or anything like that. He's just been a man chasing a dog. Or no, what is it? Like a dog chasing a car. He's living to live, doing it to do it. He doesn't know what he'd actually do if he caught one. And ultimately, he's a man who's been doing what he can to survive. But now, he could have just lived under this new order. He could have just not fought back. He could have just gone with it like a good little dog, like he did previously. Like he did when Yotsumoto first found him and slaughtered his entire crew. He could have done that. But in this case, the first time he strikes out, the first time he tries to be his own individual, the first time he tries to have a moral standard, a moral code, it backfires, because ultimately he went in too deep, he went in too fast, he went in too hard, he went in too strong against something he simply could never hope to defeat, at least not traditionally. And ultimately, it's that moral compass that lies beneath all that, the man who slaughtered who knows how many men, that has Osaragi dreaming about this, the idea that Shishiba is different, Shishiba is separate, and that he simply will not walk down the same path as everybody else, because he has something different that they don't. And that's unfortunate, because Osaragi... Well, let me see. Does she say that she followed him, or does she say that she went down that group? Because it looks like Osaragi's turning around in this drawing. Don't go off on your own. Take me with you. Osaragi doesn't want to be left behind. No, Osaragi, I want you to not be fodder, but you're only a fodder fighter. I'm sorry. Oh? I know I touch. Wait, how does that song go? I just touch his shoulder, so I know that he is touchable. What? No, I just tapped his shoulder, so I know that he is touchable. What? Who did this? Who blitzed? Was it Shishiba? Who blitzed Uzuki Muda? What? Oh, it was Shishiba. Okay, Shishiba. I'm sorry, Shishiba. I was not familiar with your game. I mean, unless there was no bloodless in his attack, and that's why Uzukimoto couldn't react. But his eyes are open. I don't think he makes himself blind with the new personality. It's like, okay, Shishiba, my apologies. I was not familiar with your game, buddy. What? Remember, it took Gaku taking a sword to the eye, or like a sword to the body, to do this to real Takamura. So darn, Shishiba. I won't let you die. I won't. She's in bisected, so she'll be fine. Or maybe. Let's see. I won't. Uh-oh. Blade to the neck. But okay, but she should be doing all that at all. Better feats than most. Who shot him? That is a shot, right? I don't think that's anything. Okay. Saving Shishiba's life, I see. Clang, he blocks the shot. Okay, it looks like Uzuki. Those looks like Uzuki eyes, though, not Takamura eyes. Oh, there you are. Oh, well. Speaking of a mini shot, good to see you, Kamihite. How do I say his name? Someone taught me how to say his name previously, but I completely forgot. Considering he seems like he's gonna be relevant next chapter, someone teach me how to say his name. Huh? I'll protect Osaragi. Don't be this down bad. But that's the end? That's the end? All right. Well, butter my behind and call me a biscuit, gosh darn it. I was not expecting that. We can make it work, though. We can make it work. All right. Wrong blade. I was about to draw this like it's a blade of worthiness. They put you back gently for right now. But all right. Looks like they're having a better chance than I thought they were. Maybe the rest of the order needs to jump in. A wonderful set of 3 chapters. I hope you guys enjoyed the super review. Sorry, it took so long to come out. Hopefully, y'all Sakamoto fiends got your Sakamoto fix from your boy. Next up will be Kagurabachi with the 3 chapters and catch up on there. Will I record that tonight? No, because I'm very sleepy. And I'm happy I was able to make it through this recording, as long as I did. Without immediately just... So, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, please leave touchable. Yeah, literally, I know it's like a 3-chapter review, maybe like, really? Just a simple password for this one? Yes. Leave touchable, as in when you are capable of touching somebody, in the comment section down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you're to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that notifications will see you myself on any videos that come to the channel. Also, you don't have a Patreon down below. You support me for as low as $1 a month. These things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as I gotta say member better. Member to the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Those perks include the live reactions to other series I have to review, and variations of all my videos. And if you become a $25 patron or a $25 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, you have a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below, where you can drop 5 beans for a short video, 29 beans for one video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with the pencil, writing off. I'd like to thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Super Flame Zero, Glacier XZ, Zara, Brandon Payne, J2MA, Yomi, Yuki Ally, Buddha Uda, Azo 2404, Planet Crone, G Prosper, Nevis 97, and Ali. I'd like to give a big old thank you to our line art tier patrons: Sean, Nirvana Igneel, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin Encarnacion, and A+A. And I'd like to give a big old thank you to our Inc. tier members: Fine, Austin Wimberly, Euchia, Carlo Alaimo, and Grim. And then I'd like to give a big old hefty thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. And then I'd like to give a big old thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Wakimunos and Wakimunos. And then I'd finally like to give a giga super duper kidney sacrificing thank you to our ultimate that guy with a heart on the horizon, Calvin Elder.